Well, good evening. I'm here today to show you how I go about making pole rigs. Now, you can buy them on the market ready-made, but if you want to be like a regular pole angler, it's a great idea to learn how to make your own pole rigs. It's ever so simple, and once you get your core of like the bits and bobs that you need, you know, you can keep making loads and loads of rigs very cost effectively too. So I'm just going to quickly run you through the bits that you need. You know, firstly, you need a good quality main line, which in my case is always Preston Reflow Power. In this case, I've got it in 011mm, which is £3 6 ounce, which is ideal for like winter fishing, winter carp fishing, F1 fishing, that kind of thing. But a good reliable main line, you know, one that you trust, but this one's as good as any. Obviously you need your float. In this case I'm using a Garbolino DC6, not 0.3 for those who are interested. You need some good quality silicone. This is some Mark Pollard stuff. It's 0.6mm, which I find fits nice and snug on a carbon stemmed float, which is DC6 is. Always put 3 pieces of silicone on your floats, always, because it is, at the end of the day, it's silicone. You know, it can damage, and as good as this stuff is, you know, even this stuff sometimes tears. So put 3 on your stems just to prevent, you know, if one does damage, you've got 2 as backup, and it keeps everything nice and secure. So that's that. We've got the shot. Obviously, your float, your rig needs some shot on it. I use these Ballerbeni shot, but to be honest, most like split shot, micro shot, dust shot, whatever you want to call it, is good quality these days. But these Ballerbeni shot stay on, they're really nice, deeply cut. I can get them on the line really easily. Once they're on, they don't tend to move, and they come in nice big tubs, which I like. So we've got them. Finally, we've got our loop tyres. I've got 2. There's a Sentis one and a Ringers one. To be honest, both do the same job, so either of them. And then finally, I've got a hook length box here, just with a few hook lengths on. Never really tie my rig straight through. I always like to tie my pole rig and then attach a hook length on the bank. I'll talk to you more about that when it comes to it, but for me, the versatility hook lengths offer are a must, really. So yeah, so that's it. As I say, simple components. Let's see how we go about it. So firstly, what I'm going to do, unravel some line, put it under a heavy object, in this case my little document stand there. So I've got my line, just bite it off, as you can see there. Right, put the float on, and go through the eye, like so. So it's on the line, like that. Then we want 3 pieces of silicone. So 1, 2, 3, just like that, 3 pieces. Got them on my finger there. I'm just going to put them straight onto the stem. So put one about, I know, 5mm below the body of the float to stop the. I always do that because it just stops the line cutting into the float body. So there we go. Quickly put that on there. That's the second one, and then finally the third one. Now the third one, I always let it just overlap the end of the stem ever so slightly. Just stops the odd wrap over tangle. So there we go. Floats on the line there. Next, form a loop, and this is where our loop tie comes into play. So I quickly put the loop tyre in, give it 2 wraps, wet the knot. There we go, we've got a loop. This is to attach our hook length onto. As you can see, it's just there, nice little loop, ideal. The loop tyre, out of interest, make sure that every loop you tie is the same size. So good, great practice to do that. Right, now we need some shot. Now this is a 0.3 float, which I reckon will probably take about 6 or 7 number 10s. You could use a shotting tube, but what I like to do, I like to just shot them roughly at home. I'll put 6 on, and then if I need to add more, I'll just do it on the bank. So let's get 6 shot on there. Try your best to get them. For this, I'm just going to do like a strung out bulk. So try your best to do it neat. You know, I'm sure the fish can't see them, but if it helps to be neat, then you know it's good practice. So I'm just going to spread them 1 inch apart, which is a nice sort of pellet, sweet corn sort of shotting pattern. I put them on with my teeth, some people put them on with pliers, but my gnashes are big enough, so might as well use them. So that's 4, 5, and finally 6. Should imagine it might need to add another one on the bank, but and fundamentally, there you go. pole rig set up. We've got the float, we've got the shots and the spool. So a float like this, it's just a short little light pattern. You know, I'm not going to use it in deep water, so I'm just going to reel off an arm's length, which is what, 5 foot, 4 or 5 foot, plenty long enough for a rig like this. I'm going to put another loop in the top. That'll be the loop that attaches to my pole connector, my elastic connector. So I put one more loop in that. There we go. Bite it off. And there you go. That's a pole rig. We've got, I'll just slide that up. So I've got the pole rig, we've got the shots on there. I've got the float on the line, bit of extra line that'll shorten to suit on the day. Now all we need is a winder, which go into my little winder drawer here. Get one out, and find one of course. Here we go. I've got myself a winder. Absolutely essential these to keep your rig safe and secure. So this is a matrix version. I'm just going to put that on there and then just wrap it round. Try and always make sure the float goes onto the deep side of the winder. If it's on the shallow side, it'll get damaged in your box. So it's a good idea just to wrap it round like so. And there we go. Perfectly tied pole rig, done in just a few minutes. You know, it's as good or better than anything you can buy in a shop. And like I say, once you just buy your floats, but once you've got all these bits and bobs, you can just do rig after rig after rig, and you can end up with a nice box full. As I said before, what I like to do on the bank is put the rig, hook clamps on. So I'll quickly show you how to do that. So if I was to get to the bank, I'd attach the loop to my connector, unravel the rig like so, and then where the end loop, I'd go into my hook length box, get a hook length out, and then what I'd do is that's got a loop on it as well. So I've got my 2 loops. Put the loop of the rig through the hook length loop, then get the hook and pass it through the loop of the rig. And as you can see, it sort of beds together, just like that. Like that. As you can see, and then the hook and everything's on there, ready to go. Absolutely brilliant. Hope they find that interesting. I hope you find it useful. You know, I think we take it for granted how, you know, pole rigs are expensive to buy. So, you know, learn to make them yourself. It's ever so simple, and hopefully you'll catch more fish. Thanks for watching.